All right, welcome back to Two Marks and a Spark live right here on Lock 22. You're maybe pre-recorded if you're watching this later. Who knows? I'm Ben. That's Uncle Russ. We're gonna get right into this because we have a lot to talk about. Not necessarily a lot of show stuff to talk about, more a lot of news than anything else, and a pay-per-view to preview and all that stuff. But Russ, I walked away from Raw last night thinking, "Oh no, we're headed for the tank."
Yeah, I can't say I hated every part of Raw. I thought there was one really very good match. There was one really good match, and that's about it. The elimination chamber eliminations matches don't feel charged with any sense of urgency or importance. I think we're seeing a repeating pattern here, and that there's something really lacking in the TKO WWE that we used to have back when McMahon was in charge, and that is how to build to a show, how to build excitement and interest in a way that is paced right. Happy Tuesday to you too.
Happy Tuesday, Deb. Yeah, I agree with you. Now, this is not us saying we want Vince back, by the way.
No,
absolutely not. Do not bring that decrepit old bag back.
Well, he's just too old. Even if it wasn't for all the legal stuff, I think he's just too old for the job. Hell, I'm probably too old for this job.
Well, that may be so, but you're still here.
All right.
Anyway, let's talk about Raw last night first, because it just happened.
Sure.
I hated every moment of this show, just about. I wish I had something positive to say. I'm not even going to go in order here. First of all, the AJ Styles stuff was very well done. It was awesome. Pretty much throughout the entire show. It was kind of the running storyline. Frankie Kazarian was on WWE television, which I thought was crazy.
Right. Yeah, we saw a lot of TNA people on there.
I was like, I knew Abyss would be here, but fucking Frankie Kazarian?
Right. I mean, and even some of the announcers, and there was and in the packages they're showing TNA footage, and it's amazing. I always think of TNA, that phrase, the house that AJ Styles built, and I think that's true even to this day. I think that's part of the reason why it's still around, even though other people might have tried to kill it off, they didn't quite get it done. AJ Styles, if it was a nice ending to the show. There was a post-match celebration that you can find online which was really nice and emotional. No heels, no faces, everybody there just celebrating AJ Styles.
And showing off the air with probably the headline announcement coming out of this show, which is AJ Styles is going to the Hall of Fame. In the same class as Stephanie fucking McMahon.
Right. Well, hey, I had a question about that. Yeah, Stephanie McMahon in the Hall of Fame for some reason. I had a little question about the Hall of Fame. AJ sold his reaction very, very well. He had my wife convinced. However, from what I understand, if you're going into the Hall of Fame, you have signed a specific type of contract that they give to their legends. And it's very specific about what's required of you and how you're going to be reimbursed. And it's hard for me to believe that they just sprung this on him as a real surprise. But I'm assuming he did a great
in the Hall of Fame.
What's that?
And Rey Mysterio's in the Hall of Fame, and he's still working full time. So
right.
I don't know what kind of deal. I don't know. Anyway, this show started just horrendously. About as poorly as it could have. Gunther comes out and interrupts Corey Graves and Michael Cole, which absolutely no one cared. I mean, just nobody cared. This Atlanta crowd was here to say goodbye to AJ, and that was pretty much it.
And Gunther did his thing and went, and it was pretty inconsequential.
Very much so. First match on this show was a triple threat that created 300 more problems for WWE because it was Bronson Reed, the original El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable, and Jey Uso in the Elimination Chamber qualifier.
Didn't you just know Jey Uso was going to win this?
Didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, there was no doubt about it.
I actually think Bronson might have won, but Bronson got hurt.
Right.
So,
well, here's the thing. Bronson Reed is hurt. Braun Breaker's hurt. Seth Rollins, as far as we know, is still hurt. There's not much left of this so-called vision. I mean, it's really petering out. Just talk about a gimmick that was plagued.
Per most reports, Bronson Reed is going to be out 4 to 6 months with a distal bicep tear.
God, I tell you, when the last time when he gets hurt, he always gets what always sounds like the most horrendously painful injuries.
He had a very specific ankle injury, remember, where we were like, I don't like that. This sounds painful as hell. If Bronson Reed gets hurt, Bronson Reed gets hurt in the most painful way possible. I mean, goodness gracious.
Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of gravity on that guy. You know what I mean? He's a big man.
This is the end of the vision, right?
It's got to be. I don't know where they go from here. What are they going to do? Bring in Brock Lesnar? This poor guy, and what a good wrestler. And I just wish that the whole vision thing could have been avoided, because he could have been so much further along in a different place, in a better place.
I think he was supposed to be, and I think the Seth injury just completely fucked everything.
Yeah. Wherever they were going with that, they haven't got it back on track since then. And they're trying their best, I guess. But so far, it feels like it's not enough.
Anyway, Russ.
Yes, sir.
Bronson Reed's injury would cast a dark shadow over what would be the rest of this show. And it was almost another 3 hours of Drek. Jey Uso won, which is no surprise considering the injury, but Liv Morgan chose Stephanie McCurr, which
right.
I don't know about you, this doesn't make a whole ton of sense to me.
Right, and they brought Jade Cargill out there to just stand there and walk away and basically do nothing. I mean,
right, but if they'd done it the other way, Stephanie McCurr would have stood there looking like an idiot, doing nothing. So
right. So, yeah, it felt kind of awkward, didn't it? You see, here's the thing: how many weeks have they putting off now? Several weeks they've putting off her picking her opponent and making a big deal out of it, and when they finally, it didn't feel like much of a payoff, you know.
I will say one thing: the crowd loves Liv Morgan. I'll tell you that much. This crowd fucking loved Liv Morgan. Holy shit. And
I don't care how big a heel she is. She's over. They're going to cheer her. If she could take a dump in the ring and people would cheer it. You know, she could do anything.
I'm fairly confident you're right. Now, that's not to say Stephanie McCurr isn't over. She definitely is. Both of them are more over than Jade Cargill, which may be why they did this.
Right.
Maybe that's why they had Liv go for Stephanie and not Jade, because Jade gets no fucking reaction whatsoever ever.
I would say that the only thing she had going for her in the last couple of weeks was she was able to have a good match because of her opponent, you know. Right? She went up against, I'm sorry, my mind went blank, you know, from TNA.
Jordynne Grace.
Thank you. Yes, Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace carried that match. You know,
Jordynne Grace fixes a lot of their problems on SmackDown, but unfortunately not enough of them, because that show is still awful.
Yeah. So we know that at WrestleMania, Jade Cargill, assuming that she's still the champion, is going to be facing the winner of the Elimination Chamber,
who will presumably be Bianca Belair, who takes out one of the 6 qualified members. Or one of the 6 get taken out and Bianca takes their spot.
That could happen.
Bianca's been out for almost a year at this point with a finger injury, which if you've been out for a year with a finger injury, that's got to be pretty fucking serious.
A finger? There's got to be more to it than that. That sounds very bizarre.
It was because if you tear cartilage in your fingers, especially like these two, your
Yeah,
thumb or your pointer, that can do a lot of damage to the rest of your hand.
sure.
So if she tore a ligament in one of those two fingers, like especially your thumb, if you tear a ligament in your thumb, your entire hand is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
So, and let's not forget, she's not just healing up to go back to some fucking 9 to 5 here.
Right.
If she worked a 9 to 5, she'd have probably been back in like 2 days. But this isn't a 9 to 5. This is constant. You're using your hands all the time to bump. So,
Correct.
you know,
Do you want to talk about that match with Natty, so-called match with Natty and the Barbie
I think
doll?
they're going to do this at WrestleMania. I'm not kidding.
What's that?
I think they're going to do this match at Mania.
You know, it's kind of hard. I mean, it's a good thing they don't replay everything on slow motion replay, because you saw it, I saw it as clear as day. She stood up, she turned herself around, she smacked herself into the post. Natty didn't do shit. She was laying there and kicked her, and it looked absolutely horrible. It was embarrassing.
This is a rematch from 2 weeks ago when they went to a double count out.
Yes. Yeah. See, we haven't talked about these Raws for the couple of weeks, and I'm getting them. They're so bad they kind of merge together.
Well, we've talked about them. We've just kind of breezed past the Drek because I don't think either one of us can bear to talk about it every week because I think we'd lose our minds.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Maxine Dupree has gotten a lot better in the ring. I don't want to take anything away from her.
Big improvement.
But if you're telling me the options for her are a match with Natty at Mania or Natty goes and wrestles AJ Lee, let Natty go wrestle AJ Lee, please.
Oh, sure. That would be a much better match. My main thing with Maxine Dupree is I find her gimmick really annoying. Her persona. It's just, it's not endearing to me.
Damon, do you have that meme ready? Look at the writing team.
Oh yeah, the writing team.
Yeah.
That room of writers.
That room of writers.
There you go.
Look at the writers room. There you go. And
look at these guys. Hey, it looks like Kevin Kelly over there on the right, on the other side there. Is that not Kevin Kelly?
I don't think it is. Kevin Kelly
he was long gone by this time, wasn't he?
Yeah, because that's Road Dogg with the bald head there.
All right, you are correct. I stand corrected. But
then we had the Brock Lesnar segment.
What was the point of that?
Help me God. What the hell was this?
I'm glad they have Lesnar. I'm glad that he's got Heyman to talk for him.
That makes two of us, but what the hell was this?
He came out to say he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania and he's going to be working 5 more shows between then, and nobody's going to dare to come out and challenge him. And then he walks away.
By the way, spoiler here, he's going to wrestle LA Knight at WrestleMania unless plans change. Maybe they pivot and do the right thing and have him wrestle Obafemi. But I doubt
that would be a more believable matchup. I would rather see Obafemi wrestling him than what they got him doing now, doing comedy sketches with Kit Wilson. You know,
Zawa.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Uncle Russ,
I didn't catch that. You saw that on SmackDown, didn't you? I mean, here, Kit Wilson is reading the poetry about how toxic males are violent and brutish. And so then Obafemi grabs him and pulls him over the ring and stomps the living shit out of him to prove that toxic males are not violent and brutish. I don't get this gimmick at all. It makes zero sense.
Then we had the best match on the show.
Yeah. By
the
far.
Only good match on the show, actually.
It was the bright spot. Right there in the middle with Javon and the veteran, Kofi Kingston.
Javon and Kofi have a very good match. Javon gets the win. Kofi made him look like $1,000,000. This was the
Absolutely.
bright spot on what was just a horrible show. Just a fucking rancid television program.
And I'm like you, he's in the chamber, but I don't look for him to do it. We're going to see some very entertaining spots from Javon Evans in the Elimination Chamber. They're going to pop the crowd like crazy. And he's so much fun to watch. We're going to see innovative things. And then they're going to do nothing with him. Because you know darn well he's not going to win the Elimination Chamber. Even if it made sense, they're not going to do it.
Well, we then had a CM Punk promo for a feud that is going nowhere, that is going to lead to nothing.
Boy, this was boring. This would put you to sleep, man. I used to talk about how great his promos were.
I thought this was a good promo for what they gave him. They just didn't give him anything.
He just doesn't sound believable anymore. He sounds like he's trying to convince himself, not us.
Russ, what do you think the chances are that they flip this thing into a triple threat at Mania with Finn, Roman, and Punk?
Well, that could happen.
I think it would be a better match.
Yeah. I'm not in general a big fan of triples. However, that could be very interesting.
They're talking about doing a 5-way on the other brand, so it's not like it's going to get any better.
Which I'm not looking forward to.
Have you heard the reported names for that, by the way?
No.
We'll get to it in a minute. It's
all right.
Fascinating for all the wrong reasons. Anyway, Punk addresses Finn Balor and says he's going to punch Roman Reigns in the face when Roman Reigns shows up for work next week on Raw. Because apparently they've somehow got Roman Reigns showing up for work.
Okay. He puts in an appearance now and then. He's working Hulk Hogan time now, you know?
I think it's less than that. We then had Kairi Sane, Raquel Rodriguez, and Io Sky. Raquel in an Elimination Chamber qualifier. Raquel wins this. They teased a bunch of stuff with Io and Kairi. If this isn't leading to Io versus Asuka at Mania,
I hope so.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I really hope so. I was glad that Raquel Rodriguez won this match. She's one of my favorites. I'd love to see her win the chamber, but I'm not going to hold my breath because I don't think they'll do it.
We then had a segment that almost made you forget how bad the rest of this show was. Legitimately. By the way, the triple threat with Io, Kairi, and Raquel was not a bad match. It was fine, but it could have been better had it been booked properly.
Or if it had been on perhaps a different show.
Or if it had been on perhaps a different show. Maybe even in a different promotion.
That's possible too. Very possible.
Just a thought.
Exactly.
The AJ Styles retirement tribute was really good. I don't have any negatives about this one other than Undertaker coming out and kind of blowing a spot. But other than that,
this was good.
And he did it for a good reason, which was to tell him he's going to the Hall of Fame. And anyway, Uncle Russ, I give Raw a D+, and
okay, that sounds about right. It would be worse than that if it wasn't for that one match.
There were two. Yeah. There were two actually good segments on that show, and that was it. Russ, now that we have the full card for the Elimination Chamber, let's talk about it.
All right.
I know you don't want to, and neither do I, but let's.
Oh, that's all right. No, I want to talk about it. I'm old. I love to complain about things.
I also love to complain about things if you ask producer Damon. So.
All right. There you go. February 28th. In Chicago.
In Chicago. This show starts at 6:00 Central.
Which I look for AJ Lee to win and CM Punk to win, don't you? Or the crowd might riot.
I don't know how they do this otherwise. Let's talk about AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. This is AJ Lee's first singles match in over 10 years. She did have that mixed tag back at, what was the name of that stupid pay-per-view?
Forgotten.
What's it called?
I kind of remember the match, but
WrestlePalooza, so that was it.
Oh, there you go. WrestlePalooza.
Thanks, Brain.
Yep, WrestlePalooza.
WrestlePalooza. And that was back in September. That's the only time AJ's wrestled in the 6 months she's been back.
Right. There you go.
By the way, there's too many AJs on this show.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, AJ Lee. One of them's retiring. One of them was retired and then came back. Though we've still yet to figure out why she's back, other than to beat up Becky Lynch.
Right. Becky Lynch, was always one of the best. I mean, historically, she's one of the best of the women's division. What they're doing with her now, I'm just not excited about it. I'm not knocking her. She's a good wrestler. She's one of the best. This doesn't feel important to me. It doesn't feel special at all.
This feels like setting up for something more for both of these two, and I wish they'd just hurry up and get there. Anyway, I do expect AJ Lee to win this match. She probably won't defend the title until WrestleMania. What?
Whoop. You went away there for a second.
Are we good?
I think I can hear you now.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
There was a disturbance in the force.
It happens. I expect AJ to win this match. Again, I don't expect her to defend it until WrestleMania.
Right.
But
right. Well, shoot. They've set the standard for title defenses with Jade. You can just defend the title whenever you feel like it. It's not important. She defended the title, 2 times in 6 months?
I think it was once.
Yeah, once. Come on. She's making it awful hard to keep pulling for her because I've always been a Jade Cargill fan, but talk about a career that's been mismanaged, mishandled. Wow.
And then another very predictable match, Finn Balor versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight title. Wouldn't it be great if they just said fuck it and put the belt on Finn here?
That would be awesome. That would be great. But if you're a Finn Balor fan, you know it and I know it, you're screwed.
Yep.
But I do think that these guys will have a great match. I think this probably could steal the show.
Look, for whatever you want to say about the build, whatever you want to say about the build for this thing, this match is going to be really good.
Yeah.
For whatever you want to say about the build of this show has been pretty much horrible. And we'll talk about why that's significant in a minute. Because there's a lot of news coming out about WWE this week that we're going to talk about. I promise. Just let us get through this and then we'll talk about the bullshit. Anyway, I expect Punk to win this match. I fear they would burn down whatever arena they're in if they didn't win this match. Anyway, then the Women's Elimination Chamber match, which I actually think is the better of the 2 chamber matches.
Right. Now let's go through them. We got 6 names here. Let's
Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, and Tiffany Stratton. All good wrestlers, by the way.
Right. The real surprise to me was Kiana James.
Well, I don't think she's actually. She's going to get jumped. She's not going to be in the match. That's going to be Bianca's spot, I think.
All right.
Somebody's going to get taken out here.
You think Bianca's going to jump her and be heel coming back or what?
No, I think somebody else is going to jump Kiana.
Okay.
And
yeah, because if they're going to bring Bianca Belair back, she's got to be, she's got to be the
come back. And 2, I think she's going to win the
way that's going to work.
I think she's going to win the match, by the way, because I think it's going to be her and Jade at Mania. It's going to be her and Jade at WrestleMania.
Oh, well, then that would take Jade full circle in a lot of ways, all the way back. What you been here about 3 years now?
And for the love of
2
God,
years, 3 years.
just let Bianca win the goddamn match.
Yeah.
Just
I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will.
Breaks off Jade if she has to.
And she'll make Jade look good.
I hope she doesn't. I hope she kills her.
I know you tend to think that it's impossible to make Jade look good.
Well, Jordan Grace did it, but like that's Jordan Grace. Come on. That's like one of the 15 best female wrestlers on the planet. Are you kidding me?
Right. I'll tell you what, Jade missed her opportunity, man. A few years back, she could have been in Vince McMahon's bodybuilding federation. Can you see her? Bodybuilder, big muscles.
You know where she really missed the boat? I don't think she should have left AEW.
Yeah. It sounded like a really, really good thing when she did, but it hasn't worked out that well. She might have been a lot further ahead staying there. She certainly have a much bigger roster of women to work with.
Russ, if Bianca doesn't come back and they don't do the swap, who do you think wins this match? Because the only one that makes sense to me, or the only two, is Tiffany and Raquel.
I think it'll be Raquel. It would be.
Raquel maybe Rhea, but I think Rhea's going to do a tag match. So, and there's also been talk that like randomly this week I started hearing Trish Stratus rumblings for her, which make no sense.
Oh, no, please. Please, Trish, come on, stay retired. We love you when you're retired.
And then we have the men's elimination chamber match. This thing's a mess.
Correct.
Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jey Uso. I'm surprised they put Javon and Trick in the damn thing. I'll give them credit for that. They put Javon and Trick in the damn thing.
Right.
They got them this far. I want to outright say it probably makes the most sense for Trick Williams to win this match. That is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Winning this match would make a world of sense in any other company.
So you think that we're going to get Cody Rhodes versus Gunther?
No.
Okay.
The reported plan as of right now is, and this is the night one main event as of current.
LA Knight, right?
Nope. It will be Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, Aleister Black, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and Cody Rhodes. In a fight.
All right.
I think I said one too many names there. I don't think Priest is in that.
I don't. You don't see that many 5-way matches, do you?
No, but that is the plan. Is that it is going to be a 5-way of McIntyre, Fatu, Rhodes, Black, and maybe Priest. I don't know. It's either going to be
one referee
or a 5-way.
And then, of course, one referee to keep track of all the shenanigans, right? That's part of the course.
One main event. If they're going to do that, I don't ask for much, WWE. Let Aleister Black win.
That'd be awesome. I'd say he's overdue.
Just let Aleister Black win.
I'll bet you that it's not going to happen.
They should make a beer named after Cody Rhodes. You know, he has a vodka.
Really?
He owns part of Wheatley, I believe.
Oh, Wheatley, rednecks drinking vodka.
Yep.
Okay, I'm being sarcastic here, ain't I?
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go drink some vodka with my bros.
Anyway, so I don't know who the hell is gonna win this stupid 5-way at Mania.
At this point, I don't even care.
At least you're honest about it. You're like,
yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Let anybody win. I don't care. Bring back Doink the Clown. I don't give a shit. You know,
Who would even play Doink now?
I don't care. Wait, that could be the next role for Chad Gable when he gets rid of the mask. You know, he'd be the best Doink ever, the best one since the original.
Holy shit! Doink
Well, hey, you know,
the clown.
I won't say do anything. You know, we don't need any gobbledygookers or any of that stuff. You know, you don't even. That was before your time, wasn't it? The gobbledygooker. But I'm sure you've heard of it.
Dude, this Mania is setting up so bad.
It's yeah. There he is, the evil clown, man. I love Doink. I thought he was fucking awesome.
You're right, Frankie. That is a lot of ways. That's too many ways. I agree. Fucking 5-way at Mania is going to be terrible.
Yeah. That's a lot of ways. You got it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Anyway, let's also talk more about WrestleMania and why this show is in grave trouble. As is Elimination Chamber. By the way, the Elimination Chamber.
There you go. Yes.
Is not sold out. And they are prohibiting bars within a 50-mile radius of the arena from showing the event.
Right. They're cutting their own
same thing for Mania in Vegas, by the way.
Right. I mean, this is cutthroat, and it's stupid. You know, they're bragging about how much they made just in ticket sales at last year's WrestleMania. And just in ticket sales.
18%. That's the problem. They're down 18%. Right.
Well, they made $66 million off of ticket sales. And if you take the official number of sold tickets and divide it, somebody did the math, I didn't do it, that comes out to an average price of around, it was right around $700.
Yep.
And it's going to be higher this year. You and I thought, oh man, we're going to go to SummerSlam. Yeah, sorry, probably cost us $2,000 to get in the door.
Probably cost us $2,000 to stand within a 10-mile radius of the building.
Right. Yeah. How much? Why? I don't understand. This doesn't make sense from a business point of view. It makes me feel like TKO is using WWE to maximize the amount of profit they can get off of it. And they're just going to bleed it dry, and then they're going to get rid of it.
Yep.
They're going to bleed it dry. It's just like when a big corporation buys up all these little, the big giant restaurant buys up all the little restaurant chains for the sole purpose of bleeding all of their assets dry. And when there's nothing left to be extracted, the employees are fucked and sent home.
So far, we have 2 matches confirmed for WrestleMania. It is February 24th. WrestleMania is in less than 2 months. We have 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
For reference, by this time last year, I believe we had 4.
Which isn't a lot, but it's even with 2 nights, we're going to get less matches than the old pay-per-views used to give us. I mean, look at some of those early WrestleManias. 14 freaking matches.
And it was boom, 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 one right after the other.
Exactly. And they didn't waste a lot of time with vignettes, and the promos were short. The matches moved along, and love it or hate it, it was a lot better paced show. That's for sure.
Dude, I cannot believe how poorly paced this show is. Both shows.
SmackDown and Raw just drag on and on.
I want to talk about last week's SmackDown. That's how bad I thought that show was.
Mm-hmm.
That show's an F.
You want to know what I'm probably dreading the most about Saturday night show? I'm dreading
this collision.
Sitting through the ring entrances. I
thought you were going to bitch about collision.
What's that?
I thought you were going to bitch about missing collision.
Oh, I could record that, I'll look at that whenever, once in a while collision has good matches. Collision has good matches more often than SmackDown does. I'll give them that.
Russ, I think me and you could have a better match on average than they have on SmackDown.
No, I couldn't. Nah. The only thing I could do is lay down in the ring and get pinned, which I would do. I ain't gonna take no bumps.
You do a finger poke of doom.
Well, I don't know if I could fall down on my back that far. Maybe if they had a mattress for me to fall on, I could do it,
Now I'm just picturing them like figuring out a way to like slide it in under you right as you're about to go down. So it doesn't look terrible the whole time. It just looks terrible when you go down.
That's right. Yeah, there you go.
What the fuck?
Actually, Finger Poke of Doom is 10 times more entertaining than anything I saw on Raw last night. And I'm sincere about that.
Yeah, at least they tried something there.
I'm one of the minority that loved it, but
Russ,
yes, sir.
I don't want to drag this show on forever, so I don't want to talk about too much of Dynamite. I thought Dynamite last week was a very good show. And we've still got more WWE stuff to talk about too, so
big heel turn for Swerve, which,
was necessary.
But a heel turn for Swerve is really not that much of a turn, you know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, because even when he was a babyface, he never really was a good guy. He'd still drink your blood and break into your house and I almost said arson, but that was the cowboy. The cowboy's the arson.
And he's a babyface now.
Right. He's a good guy and a good role model when he's not burning down people's homes,
I thought it was a very good show last week. I thought it was better than Raw or SmackDown last week. I thought it was better than Raw this week. And it will probably be better than Raw again because Raw this week was the drizzling fucking shits.
Okay. How do you really feel?
Now look. People, I'm going to say this once and I'm going to say it loud and I'm going to say it proud. The pacing at which WWE is trying to book is part of the reason their ticket sales are down.
Yeah.
If you do not believe me, then how else do you explain an 18% downturn? And I understand it's a mixture of factors. Prices are higher. It's the same building they were in a year ago, which historically does not work. They did that with SummerSlam at the Staples Center for a couple of years in a row. It didn't work. Ticket sales went down precipitously every year.
And they're expecting people to pay more money for a show that only 2 matches have been announced.
That and tourism in Vegas is way, way down.
Yes. Yep. You see what they're doing there too with shutting off the, for the local venues to be able to carry the show for a bar or a restaurant or whatever. That brought tourism and that brought people to town and that brought a lot of money. That's all gone. Yep. See, TKO doesn't want Las Vegas to profit from WWE. They want all the money. And by God, they want it now.
The big problem here is tourism is down across the entire country.
There's a lot of reasons for that,
There's a lot of reasons for it. But tourism's down across the entire country, and it's really down in Vegas. Which goes back to, Russ, we're going to talk about New Orleans again.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Last year, The Rock.
Right.
New Orleans.
Right. What happened?
Announcing WrestleMania in New Orleans for this year. You remember that?
Yeah. And then they got screwed right out of it.
And then WWE. And then WWE just acted like it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Right. How many, the people invest in this shit way, way ahead of time. How many people in New Orleans lost money on that deal? I'm sure there was a lot of people that did.
The local government sure did.
Yeah.
Local government was not happy with WWE.
No, yeah, that's right. And if they wanted to come back to my city again and put on a big show, I'd be tempted to say, fuck you. Go someplace else.
They're doing Money in the Bank there, allegedly, which,
Right.
Don't cross your fingers on that one because, fuck, they could move SummerSlam to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, God. Think about that.
Could happen.
Hot time in the summer.
Can you imagine? Dude, look, I don't know if we're going to SummerSlam anymore because these ticket prices are just so
right
stupid.
Well, one of us needs to win the lottery between now and then.
One of us needs to either win the lottery or go on an all-time bank robbing spree and get away with it.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to steal large amounts of money and get away with it unless you're a politician.
Well, that's true. Anyway, Russ.
Yes, sir.
Normally I ask you what you thought the best show of the week was, but I already know the answer to that. Which show did you think was the worst?
Probably SmackDown. It was even worse than Raw. Raw was bad, but SmackDown, I don't know. There's not much hope for SmackDown these days, is there?
Russ, can I make a proposal for the program here?
I mean, it's within the last week. SmackDown this week we haven't seen. I'm sure it's going to suck. There you go.
There you go. Finger poke.
Yes.
Russ, can I make a proposal?
Yeah.
Next week. Well, we're going to talk about the Chamber on Saturday, but the next time we do a normal show, we should just talk about Collision instead.
Okay. There you go. We'll
spend talk about Collision.
We'll talk about wrestlers that we normally don't talk about. Quite a few of them.
That will probably entertain us more.
There she is.
Oh, hi, Stephanie. Anyway.
That we'll be talking about the Beast Mortos.
Yeah, he's all over Collision.
Yeah, and he's not bad. He really ain't bad.
Russ, I was going to give you the choice between do we want to watch NXT or Collision, but you already watched Collision, so
Well, I kind of I kind of go through TNA also just to kind of see who's there and what they're doing. And I usually fast forward through most of it, and I keep hoping that the old TNA spark is going to fire up and the fans are going to get excited and TNA is going to be the hot alternative to WWE. But so far, nope, that's not happening. Nope.
They're working with the Fed.
Well, there's a lot of I wonder now how many different people have owned that company since they started. A lot. That company's changed hands so many times.
Well, let's see. There was the original owners, which was Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Jarrett.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Carter family bought it. Panda Energy, whatever you want to call them. Then Billy Corgan bought it.
Correct. That didn't last very long.
Well, then they went to court and it went back to the Carters.
Right. And then Billy Corgan started up his NWA thing, which I guess is still kind of puttering along.
Not doing very well.
Yeah.
And he's made some comments that have led to it not doing very well.
Very unfortunate. Yeah. Very, and surprising too, because you think he'd be the most liberal guy in the world.
It's not even the political stuff he said. He's just said some really stupid shit outside of the politics sphere.
And when they had a chance to put on a show, he did some really, really stupid choices, like that cocaine angle,
Don't even get me started on the fucking cocaine angle.
That was, not only was it inappropriate and stupid, but these people have obviously never been around anybody actually snorting cocaine because they sure as hell weren't doing it right. It was pretty bad. They couldn't even get real druggies to make it look realistic.
Well, Russ, are you looking forward to the Elimination Chamber?
I'm looking forward to talking about it after the show.
We'll be live right after the Elimination Chamber.
I'm looking forward to seeing Finn Balor and CM Punk wrestle. I am looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what I'm sure will be some very, very fun, innovative moves from Javon Evans, from Trick Williams. And then, they're going to get lost in the shuffle again. There he is. I mean, he's got a unique look. He's got a unique talking style. And his offense in the ring is, I don't know who to compare him to. I mean, he's doing stuff that looks to me, unless I've forgotten on it looks to me to be new, innovative stuff. And you look at it and even you don't understand how his body can move like that through the air. Very impressive.
Yeah.
In a just world, he would probably win the thing.
I agree with you.
All right.
Good. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No way. Unless they really pivot this whole show.
The only way they would do that if they were forced to by injuries or other circumstances,
Or the crowd just got pissed.
That has happened. There are rare occasions where the crowd changes the course of a match.
See also Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania 40 that didn't happen.
Correct. Right.
Anyway, folks, that's going to about do it for us.
All right.
Next time you see us will be Saturday night. Oh, hello, Bushwhackers.
There you go. Let's bring them. I think Butch is gone, and I think Luke is still around. Last I heard, and he's like in his 70s, still wrestling now and then. Like at 70 some years old, believe me, he's no Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson's 76 years old, and he looks better than some wrestlers in their prime. But he's a rarity. Anyway,
folks, we're going to get out of here. Before we do, just a reminder, we will be live shortly after Elimination Chamber.
The Elimination Chamber.
Which starts at 7 Eastern, 6 Central on Saturday. I look forward to this show. I look forward to the flu.
Yeah, it should easily be over by 10, which means it'll probably go to 11.
I look forward to this show like I look forward to the flu, measles, the mumps,
stubbing your toe,
stubbing my toe,
right,
whacking my funny bone on the door frame. Whatever you want to say there. I look forward to this show about as much as I look forward to those things.
You'd rather go to the dentist than watch this show, wouldn't you?
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Most days. In fact, I cannot promise we will be sober when we go live on Saturday night. But you know what? We'll be here.
That's what we will. We'll be conscious.
We'll be conscious. Maybe not much above that, but conscious.
But you see, we'll be so upset at how terrible the show was that the adrenaline will just cancel out all the booze.
One can hope.
All right.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to Raw Live Studios, as always.
Thanks for everybody for your comments. Thank you.
That too. Follow the TikTok. Do all that fun stuff. We'll see you Saturday.